All right, everybody, we are live again. Dynasty Mirror Search for Uhuru. Thank you so much for joining. Let me just make sure everything is clear on my end. I have the Amaris on with us again. We're going to have a dynamic show, a very, 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 very dynamic show. Thank you so much for joining us, people. As you come into the chat room, hit that like button. Also, make sure you share and subscribe as well. A couple of announcements before we get started. We have the tours coming up. Uh, August 13th through the 19th, Nigeria for the Osun Festival. August 13th through the 19th, Nigeria for the Osun Festival. Then we're going back. Then we're going to Sierra Leone. All right. So if you're interested in coming to Sierra Leone with us, you're more than welcome to come with us. This is a collab with me and Blacksit. Again, this is a collab with me and Blacksit. Sierra Leone, that's December 4th through 12th. December 4th through 12th. So come and join us. But today's topic is, do women have unrealistic expectations when it comes to marriage? That's today's topic. We're going to address that. We're going to open up the lines, people who want to call in. But Mr. and Mrs. Amari, Amari, thank you so much.
You're welcome, fam. No problem, Prince.
Happy to be back.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. All right, so we'll jump right into it. Miss Amari, do you feel that some women have unrealistic expectations when it comes to marriage?
Absolutely. I do. And then, I want to, give shout outs to all the queens out there. I am going to voice my opinion, and sometimes, it's kind of hard for me to smooth it over. So I'll say it as it comes. I absolutely believe that women, a lot of women, not all women, have unrealistic expectations when it comes down to marriage, even having a boyfriend, or even love for that fact. I just believe that we were told a soul, a bill of goods, so to speak.
Right.
And that we were told that we would get married, live happily ever after, and this, that, and the other, and the horse and the guy was going to come, and we were going to ride off into the sunset. But what they should have done was a follow-up story.
Okay, go ahead. What's the follow-up story?
Find out what happened after the horse and the guy, after the horse left. You know what I mean? It was cute. It was cute until that, and then what happened? You got to the castle. Mm-hmm. And you found out when you got to the castle that everything wasn't what they said it was. We've been sold a bill of goods when it came down to even what they told us for those that went to church, and some other places. So I do believe that there are unrealistic expectations when it comes to some relationships and marriages.
Let me ask you, what role does religion, specifically Christianity, play in these unrealistic expectations?
Oh, it could play a big role. It's important if you bite the bait, so to speak. When I say religion, I mean it really has a grasp on your mind, and then it causes you not to use common sense, and it causes you not to think on your own. You have to instead of listening to the God in you, a lot of times you have to run and try to look at a book or a text instead of using your own common sense. Sometimes you even go to the elder women in the church, and I'm not too keen on some of the stuff that they were saying. Religion did play a big part, especially in my life, in remaining in some relationships that I shouldn't have been in.
So at one time, what were some of the unrealistic expectations that you had from your previous marriages or marriage?
Oh, I thought that, guy meets girl, girl meets guy, and we link up and we were going to be together forever. No divorce wasn't an option, being cheated on wasn't an option, the lying, I never thought that I would have to go through the lying, the cheating, the bills not being paid, having kids, being stuck with the kids, and I wasn't able to party anymore, or you know what I'm saying? All of a sudden I was a grown woman taking care of things myself, because my unrealistic expectation was that not to say that you shouldn't expect some of these things from these guys. I'm saying that my expectation, was a little different than when I went into it than what I came out with.
Right. What brother Amari, you wanna add to this at all? Like, what were some of the expectations that in your previous marriages that you were like, okay, this is unrealistic? Like,
well, she would tell me something, my ex, one day, and then expect for the next day for it not to be that way anymore. Like, for instance, like I have a habit of sometime not clearing the microwave once something has stopped. Now I don't use the microwave no more.
and not to cut you off, I really want to get into how the pettiness, like you make a microwave.
Yes.
Okay, keep going.
She challenged, I lied not. She literally challenged my love for her over that, man. She literally told me that I really don't love her, and I'm really not trying. And I'm like, I was like, man, this is bananas. Like, you just told me this yesterday, and I've been doing this for years of my life, and you expect for me just to stop doing that. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, that wasn't even a marriage ender. You know what I'm saying? But she made it into something that was a premise of my love, man. And I was like, that's ridiculous. You can't tell me something one day and then expect the next day, or tell me in that same day and expect for it to change in that same day. You know what I'm saying? And that's real talk. Like, I have literally been through that.
Microwave.
Bro, a microwave, Prince. Yes. I promise you. I know some people are like, come on, bro. No, I am serious. I am very serious. Petty, man. That petty.
And
go ahead, Mr. Moore. Go ahead.
No, and then I think that's what stops a lot of relationships. I lived my motto, because I got a lot of them. Don't sweat the small stuff. Pick and choose your battles. Is that, the microwave thing, is that taking anything from me? Is it going to solve a war or anything like that? You know what I mean? So pick and choose your battles. Don't sweat the small stuff. That's petty.
Right. What okay, here we go. The whole who pays the bills and who does what. Okay, Miss Amari. What should the realistic expectations be when it comes to stuff like that?
Well, when it comes to a relationship, it's actually an agreement between the man and the woman, the husband, whoever is in the couple. You know what I mean? I wouldn't, as a woman, come and expect this man to take care of my high maintenance bills. You know what I mean? Some men do got money and they can spend $500 on a weave or whatever the case may be. But I don't put any more burden on him than I think he could bear. You follow me? If I see that my husband is struggling in an area, if he has a question in an area, my instincts are immediately to find out what's going on and what can I do to help. If it's got something to do with paying bills, besides him going, splurging and throwing money away, if it has something to do with some bills that maybe we split, and he needs help, then there it is.
Okay, but would that, in your eyes, would that make him less of a man?
No. Well, if he didn't have enough money.
Well, I'm just saying, yeah. Because he ain't no real man if he can't.
No, I'm not saying that he's not a real man. But I know one thing: when it comes down to bills, I would expect that he put out his portion. If he's going to be, disproportionate and it's all on me, or he's taking a ride, and I know you got money, but you taking care of another family, now that's a problem.
Right. Guys, make sure you hit that like button, also share and subscribe. Now, when we say unrealistic expectations, so you get married, right? Because like me, I'm 37, right? The 37-year-old Dynas is completely different from the 28-year-old.
Definitely.
Titus.
Definitely, I can relate.
Room for growth.
Yes.
How flexible should the partner be in regards to room for growth?
I really do depend. I really feel like it really does depend rather on what the situation is. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, like, I don't believe it should be no room after he hits you. That time to go, period.
Right.
You know, likewise, man, because see, some women, they think that, you know, it's always a man who does that. But I've been in the situation where I had to actually divorce my ex because she put her hands on me one too many times. You know what I'm saying? To where I was getting ready to destroy her. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, do something I shouldn't be doing physically. You know what I
Right.
mean? And so I had to leave her alone. You know, so when you acknowledge something and then that and something that serious like that, no, there's no room for that one.
Right.
It's no. Mm-mm.
But what about if you're growing in other areas like spirituality or, career change?
Whoo, man, you know,
I tell you, not to cut you off. When I was working for Aflac, back when I was Albert Holland,
mm-hmm.
we had a new sales rep who came on board with us. And so he left his job where he's making like $70,000 a year to come on with Aflac, which is 100% straight commission, right? But once you get your book of business up, is worth the trade off, but it takes time to build up. His wife wasn't having it and divorced him. So in situations like this, what are your thoughts?
Well, with him changing the career, I mean, I don't know how much they talked about it and things like that. And I myself personally feel like if there's a career decision or something that my husband chose and it's not going to put us out the door, I say go for what you know. Long as we're still comfortable and you're working on your dreams and there's a brighter future, I mean, that's fine. Everybody don't understand it like that. They don't want to come down off of where they're at.
Let me ask you this too. They say men mature more slower than women.
I couldn't tell, bro.
Huh?
I couldn't tell.
Okay. So
I could not tell when I was dating. I could not tell.
So a lot of my people that I know say men should not get married before their 40s. But they really don't say that about women. Do you think women are getting married too young?
Honestly, it's not the age. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the mindset. Because when I had gotten married, I was actually 21 years old. And my ex, she was only a year older than me. You know what I'm saying? And it had nothing to do with her. People like to equate immaturity with age.
Mm-hmm.
However, yeah, you can't expect an adolescent to conduct themselves in a certain way, but some of us are not average, man. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't the average teenager or 20-year-old man, because the way my grandmother, the way my elders had raised me, man, I was very mature. I had a job ever since I was 11 years old. I have been taking care of my own self for that long. You know what I mean? So I think we had to be careful with the age. It should be about the mentality of the person.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's what I feel, because I took care of my responsibilities. I made sure my son was taken care of. Matter of fact, my son was born when I was 22, turning 23 years old. You know what I'm saying? I made sure my ex was very well taken care of, in my humble opinion. You know what I mean? So no, I wouldn't say, that she's too young if she wanted to get married at 19. It depends on her experience. You know what I mean? Because I think that plays a very big part.
Right.
Because honestly, if she's not experienced with life, then it will hurt her when she get married, because we all know that's an adult world right there.
Right.
That's a mature minded world right there. You can't be thinking like an adolescent, even though you are one by age. But nah, if you still thinking like popcorn bubblegum type stuff, then No, you need to stay single as long as you can until you get your mind right.
And I want to agree because when I was out on the dating scene, there were some 50-year-olds that acted worse than the 25-year-olds.
Oh, wow.
They were very unstable. They were living in someone's back room, and they just didn't have together. I don't know what all life threw at them, but they still didn't have a settled mind. And some of them had a mentality that just wouldn't take them anywhere. And at the same time, I met some people 15, 20 years or 15 years younger, 7 years younger, about your age or what have you. And they just had it all together, and they knew what they wanted, and they were, out to do whatever they sought themselves out to do. I mean, I as an older woman, I ain't that old. I am older than my husband, though. I just want to put that out there. I am older than, I got me a young tenderoni, but as a older woman, I have found that a lot of younger men were much more mature in their behavior than some of these older guys.
Guys, make sure you hit that like button as you come to the chat room. Make sure you hit that like button. Also share, share the video. If you find value in this, share. Also, don't be shy. Hit that super chat button. Don't be shy.
And also expound on that topic of discussion. In my dating, I had seen women that was not clean. I was with women who did not know how to manage their finances properly. Okay, I was with women who I would meet them the first time, and then they would want to bring me to their house around their children. You know what I'm saying? So I know women, in fact, that I was talking to their friend, and then when they found out that I broke up with their friend, they tried to get with me afterwards.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? So and I just have to simply say that that's the reason why I say no. It's just, let the truth be told. It's publicized more what men do. You know what I'm saying? Some women are very sneaky.
Right.
Not that they're not doing it, you know what I'm saying? And men may do it more. I mean, that's a fact. I would never lie about that, because let the truth be told, women are more so the ones that want to settle down more so than a man. I mean, in my experience, I'm just keeping it real. To me, women are more so the ones that want to settle down quicker than a man, from my personal experience. Now, I'm not making this a blanketed statement, because I don't know, you know what I'm saying, how every woman is around the world. But from my personal experience, I seen that women are definitely more so the ones that want to settle down sooner than a man does. Most of us, we like to play the field, you know what I'm saying? And then what I notice is most men, when they get tired of doing what they do, or get old to them, then they want to chill.
Well, I'm just gonna say this, when I was dating, I dated someone, he gave me an ultimatum.
What was it? What was the ultimatum?
To marry him.
Okay.
He wanted me to marry him, and I'm looking like, no way, this doesn't happen like this. I always hear that women give men ultimatums. How are you gonna give me an ultimatum to be your wife?
That shocked me when she told me that, bro. I can't lie to you. I was like, what? He wanted to get married with an ultimatum?
Yeah.
I mean, who does that, man? That's rare that brothers be like, oh, do this, and if you don't, we're not going to get married, or we're done.
We're not going to be together.
Yeah, I'm like, this is crazy.
So it's running both ways. It may be rare on one side, but it's running both ways.
Now, in a marriage, Miss Amari, what should because it's always focused on what the man should be bringing to the table. What should the woman be bringing to the table?
Hallelujah, brother. I love you, Prince.
First of all, she can start off by bringing a stable mind.
Okay.
She can start off, if you come into a relationship, you got to get you not completely out the way, but somewhat out of the way. There are unrealistic expectations and there are realistic expectations. It is realistic to expect the person who you're committed to, that committed to you, make sure he committed to you too, you know, do things and come together as see, I done lost my train. It is realistic that the person that you're committed to, you know, perhaps go along the lines that you guys have agreed upon, you know. But what's unrealistic and you come to a relationship is, like I say, unstable mind. What else, Dynasty?
No, you're the woman, so we're gonna let you.
Okay, bring a stable mind. I
the list is this long.
Is that all you just, let me get my pad.
The list is this long, but women, you name one thing.
Yeah, man.
Well, you can bring love, compassion. You can bring some understanding. You can leave your pettiness out the door. You can come with a team set, you know, being in a team, have that mindset.
Yes.
You can come as a person, you know, just wanting to be a giver, you know, instead of just a taker. I'm not saying that he shouldn't give any, but you shouldn't always want to be a taker. You should come, although I'm seated on a throne, you should come also to, you know, help caress and what's the word? Care for your king while he's on his throne. So that's, and the list can go on for miles.
And may I say this too? I had an unrealistic expectation from a woman that wanted me to know exactly what she's thinking.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. Go ahead. Because I promised the goodness. We were driving and she would just point, and I'm not talking about my queen I'm with now, so let that be known. she don't do that. But I was driving, and I promise you, Prince, she will point and think I should know what she's pointing at. And I said, what, you know, where are you trying to go? You know what I'm saying? She would just point. I'm like, I need to know specifically where you're trying to go. And she really felt like that I should know her so well that I'm able to interpret her vibration like telepathy, and just know that she want to go to this store over to the right that she's pointing to without me saying, without her saying anything.
Telepathy.
I promise you, man. You know, some women think that you should know, you know, and that's not realistic, man. As much as my queen and I, we love each other. You know what I'm saying? Very dearly. But sometimes she said, you know that, didn't you? I said, no. You know what I'm saying? I'm honest, man. I'm like, no, I didn't know that. I said, you know, because majority of the time, I will know what she's thinking, what she's feeling without her saying anything. But, you know, that's not all the time. You know what I'm saying? And some women and men alike now, you know what I'm saying, think that you should just know what they're thinking. And that's just not being realistic, because nobody knows what somebody's thinking at all times. That's just what it is.
Wow. Guys, hit that like button. Also, too, we're going to open the lines up. So if you guys want to call in and ask a question, by all means, send me an email, uhuru@searchforahuru.com, uhuru@searchforahuru.com. Again, send me an email, uhuru@searchforahuru.com, and we will get you on where you can ask your question. You know, this is it's a good topic. Good topic. Miss Amari is being honest, which is good.
Yes, and she is, like, frequently. Very much so.
I tone it down a little bit. Don't tone it down.
Man, she is the person that you want to ask, because she will keep it real at all times, brother. I promise you that.
Now, Miss Amari, you brought up at the last show about women cheating because men not meeting these unrealistic expectations.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
You have brought up, you know, women cheating in their relationships because men not meeting these unrealistic expectations.
Oh yeah, and then you know what? Sometimes them meeting realistic and unrealistic expectations don't stop these women from cheating. But yes, there are times when women are in relationships and they're actually, sometimes they're comparing their current partner to their last partner.
Wow.
And if he doesn't measure up to that, then they're reaching out to the last partner, you know, every now and again. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't know how often, but they do. But not all of them. And excuse me, ladies, not all of you. If you're not doing it, that's fine. But if you are, that's fine too. That's between you and whatever. But in regards to women cheating, I mean, it used to be a guy had to have a place and a woman had to have a reason. And they come up with many reasons that are not good reasons.
Give me an example.
Say your husband is working all the time and he's and they say, you know, you somewhere else, you know what I'm saying? Or you trying to pick a fight with him to give you a reason so you can go and be somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Or let's see. It's just a whole lot of things, you know, in a lot of, and not only just that, just because you're interested in somebody else. He really didn't have to do a whole lot of anything for you to go out and just be who you really wanted to be. Right. So there's a lot of cheating on both sides. I'm not saying, you know, that this side is doing it more than the other, because I had a lot of friends and they were cheating on their husbands. Simple as
that. The postman, like the you know,
was it with the postman? No, it was with their homeboys. It was just with people who they.
That's his business right there, yeah, man.
You said,
hey, you know, Prince. Let me be honest with you, man. You know, back in the day, you know, I had a friend, you know, who he was supposed to be cool with this other guy. I'm just keep it real. And you know, he was in the military. He went on a what they call a float. Long story short is she slept with my homeboy. You know, while her husband was gone out to sea. And matter of fact, you know what they used to do, some of the military wives, they would put a certain color bulb on the porch to let them in. Real talk. They would put a certain color bulb on the porch to let the men know that it was okay for them to come over.
Yeah.
I am serious, man.
And you know, they may be mad at me, but the truth is the truth. If we're gonna rag on what the guys do, we need to, you know, keep ourselves straight too, honestly, because it's a lot of good guys out here that are giving their heart, they're giving their everything, and we're halfway in it, you know, and they don't even know why is she acting this? Why is she acting this way? I've given her everything. I've given her my heart. I've given her material things, and what I give her is just not good enough for her. What's going on? That's because her whole heart is not there. It's just not there. And I just say, cut the games. Why waste his time? Why waste yours? You know, but people gonna be people.
Sometimes, because we're being that we talking about unrealistic expectations. Because I want to veer off. I did experience where she tried to get me to be, my ex tried to get me to be her father.
Okay.
I mean, literally wanted me to shave, like he's dark skinned, bald head, no mustache, no facial hair. She wanted me to do that. I lied not. What happened? I went to the field. I had to shave it off because we was out there, so the hair wouldn't keep growing, everything. And she wanted me to keep it that way. And then I noticed, man, like when she was talking to her brother about me retiring, she never said anything about her doing anything to contribute for us to succeed. It was always, well, Alton, you know, he retiring, and if people don't know, that's my government name, you know. So Alton is retiring, and he's gonna have enough money coming in, and we're gonna move here, and you know what I'm saying, and man, it was always like if I said something to her, right, about her being a homemaker. If I said something to her about that, about not doing what her or what she's supposed to do, you know what I'm saying? It was always, I thought that she was, I was trying to be like her father, rather. I was trying to be her dad. You know what I mean? And what does that have to do with an unrealistic expectation? It has a lot to do with it, because you can't expect a man not to say nothing to you, all because you're a grown woman.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if you're not holding your weight as, you know, the spouse, the fiance, the girlfriend, and both of you are living in the same place of, you know, the same residence, how can you expect that man not to say nothing to you just predicated upon the fact you're a woman? You're a grown woman. That don't make sense. If the house is dirty, it's not clean, and you've been home all day long, why isn't it, you know, being taken care of? You know, are you sick? I mean, especially you've been sitting on the phone for like 2 hours talking to your homegirl. And I'm talking about that's a real scenario. That's not something I'm making up. I actually went through that. You know what I'm saying? Then she want to argue, get into some big old argument about where you're not my daddy. Okay, I'm good, y'all.
Yeah.
no, I'm just playing. I'm good, family. I'm good.
All right, we got Marie. Go ahead. Hello. Hello. Yeah, that's that Metro PCS. That's that.
No, I'm not. I'm not Metro PCS.
Go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Who has Metro PCS? No one has a Metro PCS. Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, sis.
See, that's that Metro PCS. You gotta call back in, Marie. You gotta go get your T-Mobile.
No, I don't. I'm a T-Mobile. I'm not Metro PCS. I'm not Metro PCS. Can you hear me now?
Yes, go ahead.
We can hear you the whole time.
Okay. All right. I have a question for Amir. I think that's
Amari.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Amar.
Amar.
Yeah, my queen is Amani.
I'm Amani.
Okay. Hi, Amani. Hi. Nice.
Hey, how you doing, sis? Nice to meet you too, queen.
Yeah. I have when you were say earlier about when you were you start working at age of 11.
Yes, I did.
It was legal to have you work at
11. Yeah, actually it was. My friend's father owned a roofing business, and in the summers we used to work with him during that time.
Okay.
Yeah, and we used to go around and cut grass and things of that nature. So to answer your question, yes, it was legal at that time.
Okay, so that means you have somehow some role model that that already kind of teach you or taught you stuff at a younger age. How to if you work at 11, you will get some money, and then when you get money, you be able to access to things. Am I correct?
Yes, that is correct. Very much so.
That's probably why you have that sense of responsibility that you were able to take care of your ex. And I don't know if you guys have children. I think I missed the part. Okay, but you were able to take care of her because you have those fundamental for me, I think it's a logic. So if you say that, then I can understand. But sometimes some women ask a fundamental, and I think it's just a war against women and men. I don't know.
That's true. That's true, sis. You're absolutely right. It is a war amongst the genders periodically. It really is.
Yeah. So then if it's like that, the relationship cannot be healthy. And then most likely, I'm not saying that to be dog some men, but I think we women, I think that's for my experience. I'm 39, so I've been with my husband for many years, and I met him when he was very young. I was 15, he was 17, and we still rock it until today.
Wow, awesome. That's beautiful.
If I have to redo that again, I will. I won't change my mind. I mean, we have ups and downs, but so then what I was saying is that when you met somebody, like guy usually want to see a girl, oh, she's pretty, she's cute, she have what physically I deserve, and then I want to go out with her. probably go out with her. Maybe the sex is good, whatever the case is. You decided that woman is the woman you want to live with. It doesn't work like that, though. You know, a thing doesn't work like that. You have to be able to have like the fundamental you have to make sure that women you want to live with have the same fundamental than you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's true. That's
if
true.
you guys do not believe in the same thing, there is no way. It doesn't matter how good husband you can be or how good wife she can be. You guys will never get along. I have nothing to do with cuteness. It have nothing to do with
Go ahead,
Absolutely.
sis. Go ahead, sis. That's right. That's
because
right.
how
I
I
agree.
was brought up at age of 8, I already able to cook for the whole family. My parents taught me how to do that. At 8, I have to start cooking. I have to cook for my family. I mean, it comes little by little. They have you eating all the time when somebody is cooking, so you learn that. So when I'm older, I got married, I have children, I have to feed my kid. I don't want nobody to come to my house and my house is dirty. It depends how whoever, you know, that you are with. If they don't know those values, then don't expect perfection out of them, because you know they don't know anything about that. You know, the men value and the women value, I think, have to be the same for them to, you know, for them to progress together, I think.
Mhm.
So I think the
I agree.
queen now with you guys on the same page, and you
Yes.
guys
Yes,
have a
we
lot
are.
of things in
Yes, we are.
common. So then, yes, and so that everything can go smooth. Even if she or he get on your nerve, you know you can deal with it, because you say it's okay. You will let it slide, because you say, I know she will have my back no matter what. And
That's
you
true.
know also she will have your back no matter what. But if we misunderstanding that fundamental for the beginning with, it's not going to work. I see that so many times. I have a lot of my friends that got married, the marriage end up in divorce just because of that.
Right.
They
Yeah.
got married because the guy was cute, or they got married because of the financial was okay, and then they got married because the sex was good. It's always about something. But what do you guys have in common? What are your values?
Exactly.
What both of you guys based on?
That's
You know?
right.
So
That's right.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. We agree.
Well,
100%,
I'm just
sis.
gonna
That was
say,
good.
exactly. I'm just gonna say, I don't think he got me because of my cooking skills and my cleaning skills. You know, if a man was
It was her
looking for
shake skills.
if a man was looking for that, he had the wrong one. I let him know right up front, you know, it's just not gonna work like that. So, but
yeah,
that when the two come into agreement, you know, he knew my weaknesses and I knew his strengths, and he knew my strengths and I knew his weaknesses.
Mhm.
We complemented each other.
That's right.
You know, it was at one point where, because he's a fully retired Marine, he could stay home, you know, all day at one point. I'm retired now, but there was a point where I went to work and he was home.
That's right.
He didn't expect me to come home and have to cook and clean for him.
Right.
When I got home, that was already done.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's what his contribution was to the relationship. And he knew how it was for me to go to work and be stressful and come back to him. Now, I do believe that there's a set of standards, so to speak, some guideline or another that says that a woman should be doing this and a man should be doing this. And if a man do this, then he's soft. And if a woman do this, then she trying to be the man, or whatever the case may be.
Mhm.
When you're in a relationship, it's some give and take in all those areas.
Mhm.
exactly.
You know, I may be the one who put up the curtains. He may not put up the curtains. You know what I'm saying? He may cook the food. You know, I may go outside and lay grass and do all these things that some people say that a man is supposed to do and a woman just supposed to look cute or whatever, but she's supposed to be in the kitchen doing this, that, and the other. There's some give and takes in these relationships. But if you base your relationship off of some cookie cutter, something somebody told you in a book, it may not even work. It may not work. But those are some things that you have to come to a general understanding prior to you going further, you know, into that relationship. I believe that there's just certain tiers that you go in a relationship. You come in friendship, You come in courtship, and then you come into marriage. And during that courtship and that friendship, that's where you're getting, get to know each other. That's where you sorting out your expectations. That's where you find out what you asking for is totally unrealistic, or if it is realistic. Before you get to these other places before you end up in divorce court.
Yes. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. And I'm surprised.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm surprised when people get shocked. They say, "Oh my God, I don't want to get married, or I don't want to this because I know that's what the woman thinks about my money. They're gonna come after my money." I mean, you guys supposed to be team. Your money is your husband's money. Your husband's money is supposed to be your money. So if you want to be with somebody, but you want to play the individual, you shouldn't be with that person in the first place. I mean, you're not ready to get into the relationship to begin with.
Yeah,
that's right.
And
so if we have to always separate each other for say, well, I'm scared of doing this because this is most likely what's gonna happen. Why do you have to protect yourself if you don't feel safe emotionally, financially, everything else with the person that you think you're in love with? I think you shouldn't get married at all.
That's right.
And let me say this too, because unrealistic expectation too is what my queen talked about earlier. And I know it's about women, but I have to inject this because sometimes men expect that from a woman. And that's programming. You know what I'm saying? For her to work all day, come home, cook and clean, things of this nature too. We have to also ourselves be realistic. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? That woman is tired. And what's wrong with your hands? And in fact, who cleaned up your apartment and your house before you got married?
Yes.
There it is.
Huh? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I have to say that because some brothers got the wrong point of view about, a woman. Like, she's not your maid. You understand what I'm saying? She's not there just to cook and clean and have your children and have sex with, man. No, that's your lifetime friend. You know what I'm saying? Your lifetime partner. You know what I'm saying? To be able to build a solid foundation for a family with and to build a kingdom with, a financial empire.
And then not only that, some unrealistic expectations for a woman is he's just not your sugar daddy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you could label him sugar daddy and all of this other kind of stuff, but he's just not there just to shell out. He could. I mean, that may be your agreement, but there's times I may give my husband a couple $100. Say, oh, babe, or vice versa.
My fault. I felt the spirit, man.
But anyway, but then it's some give and take. You know what I'm saying? You can't come there with some, I've seen it time and time again. Marriage is ending because of some expectation that shouldn't even be there.
Now, may I say this too as well? Also, don't expect a man to know that just because you had sex with him, that now he's your man. No, I have to be realistic. I'm telling you right now, I'm serious. Because if you don't put that on, no, I'm keeping real. If you don't put that on the table, if you don't say, listen, if you and I go there with each other, then I see you as my man. Now, I know religious people not going to agree with this. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I've been through that before. You know what I'm saying? Where I after that had happened, you know what I'm saying, my single days, well, I wait a minute, I thought it was you and I and all this stuff. Like, I don't even know you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm serious. First of all, a man, you can't expect a man to commit to you and he don't know you.
Yes.
That is an unrealistic expectation, for real. The brother just met you and you already giving him an ultimatum, met you, y'all been dating for a month. So what you gonna do? Yeah. What you mean what I'm gonna do?
Yeah, we are dating.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Look,
we are on process. We are on process of knowing each other.
Don't even go there. You mine. No, I'm just joking.
No, but that's what they did though. That's what they did though. It's the truth. That's what they did. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I feel like you got to put that on the table. No, I'm just saying, baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking about what I experienced, and I'm talking about this is real life scenarios because it really happened. You know what I'm saying? We grown, we both handle business. You know what I'm saying? And now it's like the brother owe you something now. You know what I'm saying? All because I mean, you could say, well, I gave you myself, but he could say, well, I gave you myself too.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? It was a fair exchange. You know what I'm saying? So you got to make that known that hey, if we are sexually intimate with each other, then to me, you're my husband, or you're my boyfriend, you my man, whatever way you want to word it. Put that on the table. Don't expect the brother just to know. Well, you should know. No, I shouldn't. You need to tell me the rules before we engage.
Well,
I
can say that I had an engagement ring before we, I knew what time it was. So
exactly.
You roll it out how you roll it out.
Exactly.
But I made sure I had mine in diamonds.
That's right.
Before we,
And she also let me know. I mean, now see my queen. Now she let me know. She let me know. Hey, look, I'm looking for something serious. I'm not with just doing something casually. I mean, she let that be known. So then I knew. Okay, you know what? Let's not go there. You know what I'm saying? Because I was real with her too. Let's not go there until we know. Because I'm telling you right now, we go there, you know what I'm saying? And don't look at me to be like, oh, you the one and we're going to do this for the rest. No. I need to get to know you. I need to know that you're the one before I say that you're my girlfriend, my fiance, or my wife.
Exactly. But communication is the key. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you guys a little short stories that are gonna be kind of funny. I'm from Central Africa Republic, and I have a lot of my friends Senegalese that I'm with. So one of them came from Africa, and then I think he stayed here after 6 months. He wanted to date an African American girl. He never dated outside of the dating African. So they went out of the date. So he approached her the way he approached girl back home, which I'm familiar with it. So, and then she bring the girl to me. She said, oh, I'm dating her. I said, oh, she's pretty. She's nice. So I guess if you decide to go out with her, she probably be a nice person. She come back a week later. She said, I can't stand that girl. I do not want to be close to her. And I said, what happened? She said, he said to me, we went out, I take her out, I buy her food, everything was nice. He was being a gentleman. And then I guess after a week, they went to his house, and then she wanted to take off his clothes, and she told him something like, I want to see what you're working with. And it was a turn off for him because for him, it was a shock. He said, women don't ask a man. Women do not ask a man. Let me see. She said, and then she get upset. She said, you keep doing all those nice things. What about if down there you can't handle me? I wanted to know, and I wanted to know now. I don't want to drag into to that dating situation into point that I probably find out that down there you're not good. So he just thought, okay, I want you to go. And then he come to me now. He's complaining like she got mad. It turned out bad. And I said, listen, you guys are two different culture. Don't expect to something in her that she probably was never exposed to it. You need to communicate with her. You have to talk to her, and she needs to talk to you. And I say, if you don't tell her how you feel and the way you guys separated, it's not a good look. And then today they are married, and then after that they went back to talk to each other. She understand where he was coming from, and I tell both of them, you guys need to compromise. Today they've been married for 5 years.
Awesome.
Yeah, I know. I think she's in the chat room right now. I think she's
you told all the business. Yeah.
I'm not gonna name her, but she's right here in the
Call her out. Who is she?
But you know,
I'm not gonna name her, but because of me, communication passed through them, they were able to, and I have to tell her, don't say that when you're around, because it kind of turn off. When you ask a man, African man, just take your clothes off, he gonna think that you always ask men like after a week, so he kind of imagine how many men you have seen, and then so it's kind of like turn off. So I understand what you're coming from, but you are dating somebody out of your culture. You guys need to learn. So if both of you guys are willing to go mile to understand each other, and then whatever the difference is, you guys can work through it. And yeah, that's all I have to add about that.
I mean, what if a man would have told her to take off her clothes and let me see what you working with? They do it. They still,
Maybe she probably would.
Yeah. What about that?
That's what I was saying. Maybe.
What about that?
Yeah, but see, that's one of the things that I kind of touched on earlier. Before going over the threshold, I probably didn't say it like this, but before going over the threshold of all this sex and all this other kind of things like that, get your expectations and all of that out the way. Get on one accord. Where are we going with this? Okay, yes. What category do I need to put you in? You my homie level friend? Are me and you off on the road to be married? Or, do I see you whenever? You know what I'm saying? What category? So if you know what category that person is, there's no messing up. So if you say that he's your homie level friend and you know that you ain't the only one he dating or she ain't the only one, y'all made that arrangement. You know what I mean? But when it comes down to your friend, if they would, just like you said, if they had got that squared away at the top, nobody would have been shocked.
Yeah.
And by the way, there's ways to find out, there's other ways to find out what they may be carrying without doing all of that. That's another show. No,
okay, thank you guys.
That's right.
I had to grope him.
I was looking at
I can feel the spark of love.
I couldn't believe that when she told me she did that, man.
She was saying something. I don't know. As I was saying, I groped my husband before we even on the first date. He didn't even know I hadn't checked him out.
I thought she was just bringing her hand up. You know what I'm saying? She brought her hand up to hug me. You know what I mean? But
I was
she was checking her brother out.
He thought I was just bumping her. I don't know. Sorry about that.
Okay, that's fine. But I can see the sparking love among you guys, and then I can see you guys are like a best friend, and it's also beautiful to see a Black couple, strong. We should have each other. We should have each other back. And we should show other people that we love each other, because right, the stereotype usually, propaganda the way we are, which is not really true, is a lot of Black love out there. To shout out to all Black love.
That's right.
Everybody that love Black men and Black women, I am with you guys, and
thank you, and
thank
I
you, sis. We appreciate that
on your long relationship.
Yes, indeed, man. You guys celebrate many more years.
Well done.
Definitely.
Appreciate it. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, we'll go ahead and close out.
Okay, bro.
Yeah. Anything you'd like to share in closing, and then also shout out your platform as well.
Okay, well, I just want to thank again all of you family that tuned in, all your wonderful comments out there, especially one about the coronavirus that everybody's going to get closer during this time, relationships, what I'm saying, get stronger. But our platform is Alkebalon _unity _alliance on Instagram. On our YouTube channel is Alkebalon Unity Alliance. Excuse me. Also, you can find us on Facebook. The same. We have a group entitled Alkebalon Unity Alliance. Also, my queen and I, we have an African men's clothing and women's accessories online store. You can go to Alkebalon Lifestyle. That's Alkebalon, ALKBEULAN Lifestyle. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram. Our website, www.alkebalonlife.com. And also we have a networking business entitled Synergetic Network Group, LLC, where we are your community liaison for entrepreneurs and consumers. And we also have a real estate business, investment business entitled Synergetic Properties Solutions, LLC. Thank you. We appreciate you having us on, Prince.
Ms. Amari, let me ask you this question. So I think I asked this before. The direction your king is going in now. Say you married him when he was still a pastor, right? And then he comes to you one night and says, baby, I'm going in a completely different direction now. Would you accepted his growth? Or would you have said, baby, I can't do it?
But you know what, Dinus, you bring up a very, very important, question, because right now with the revolution or with people, waking up, all of a sudden one day they Christian and the next day they Black power, or they, are all about Africa or what have you, and their spouse is not. I mean, this should be talked about even more. Now, for me, I'm a different type of woman. As long as you're not hitting me, as long as you're not in my space, you know what I'm saying? It's okay. And as long as it's not violent or, some other evil something, it probably wouldn't be a problem. But I would also want to know what he was doing. Say, for example, we were Christian and all of a sudden he's voodoo or Ifa or, some other thing, you know what I'm saying? I would try to understand what route he was going. And I would have to weigh it, not by what they told me in church. I would have to use the God in me to kind of sense out exactly what's going on. Now, if we married and he decides that, I'm going to be a part of this, and they allow 12 different women, I have to tell them bye. No. I didn't go in like that, you know what I mean? But some other ideals and stuff like that, I myself would try to understand. I would try to understand.
Perfect. Everyone, thank you so much for joining. Like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, family. Peace.
Peace, family.